thank you for joining us, you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Our amazing partners. Always very a pleasure for me. Put a smile on my face every time, and it's great work you guys are doing over there. So I'm glad to have you guys here.
Thank
Here
you for
again.
having us, Tracy.
Thank
Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you.
So, Kev, how about you get us started?
Yeah, okay. So Kevin Johnson, working with JFS, Jewish Family Service, and the FSLP program, Family Support Liaison program, out in San Diego, California. I've been with the program for a little over a year now. My journey to it was a little unconventional, complete change from where I started. I was previously working in a laboratory, doing work for people with gastrointestinal diseases. We tested, diagnosed, and treated for that, and just did a complete career change. Came over to JFS. I've always had a heart for people.
Okay.
Usually, it's on the more spiritual side. I'm a churchgoer, avid churchgoer. It's always been on the more spiritual side of make sure people are taken care of spiritually. My dad is a pastor, but he also did social work. He's a psychologist. Worked in prisons. He's been a social worker. He's done the same work that we're doing now, and I think it just kind of eventually trickled into my life, and I took a hold of it.
Okay. Oh, I like that. And for me, and what I always say and think about is, you know, we say that this wraparound has been around in some form or fashion for a very long time. So it sounds like it's something that your family, part of your family legacy. It sounds like so you kind of was kind of stepping into it. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Okay. Henry, how about you?
Henry Brown, Program Manager for the same organization, JFS, Family Support Liaison Program. Been with JFS, I think it's coming up on 3 years. Boy, time flies. Right? But I got into this work before this organization. I was working with fathers
Oh, okay.
for Mental Health America, father to child. And I transitioned from that, doing some for-profit work, went into working with the dads, and I don't know, it just kind of did
Yeah.
something for me.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, this is different, not dealing with like numbers. I mean, technically you still deal with numbers,
Right.
but
Okay.
more so working with people and
Mhm.
trying to teach them, help them, impact them in some way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Yeah, that really moved me. So I want to continue it and came across the family support liaison program. And hey, don't just work with the dad. There's a mom, there's a kid, there's a whole family.
Yeah,
So yeah, I
that's
think
great.
this
Okay.
work is important.
That's awesome. Thank you. Okay. Okay.
My name is Toni Evans. I originally started off working for Jerry Springer. So I was a production assistant.
Oh,
And
wait a minute. That wasn't a joke?
no, I'm serious. That was my
Oh,
field. My field was communications.
I
Yeah.
thought they were joking when he was saying that just now.
No.
What? I
I
never knew this about you. Are you serious?
yes.
What?
So it was a complete career change for me. So my husband
Okay.
is military. We had to move here and I had to find a job. So
Okay.
I first started off working at the shelter with families, and that's completely humbling. I just want to I don't want to jump too much, but like growing up, I grew up around prostitutes. I grew up around addicts. I grew up and left that and said, "Oh, I'm not ever coming back." And it's funny how God did a full circle. So they used to call my mom like the hood social worker. So now,
Okay.
so it's funny how I come back to that and now I'm helping families.
Right.
So I started off at Father Joe Village as a residential specialist, and I went from that to being a substance abuse counselor. So I got out of being a substance abuse counselor and went to Jewish Family Services, and I've been with them 2 years. So now I'm a family advocate, and I absolutely love it. It's life changing. I love the program. I love that we're able to meet our clients where we at and fully engage with them. It's more of a ministry.
Oh,
So
say that again. I love that. Yeah, that's great. Tony, I can't believe I didn't know
I
that.
told you that. I just did.
She went from fighting on the streets to fighting on TV.
Yes, it was
Oh, wow,
changing.
that's crazy. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for that. All right. And Miss Legertha, how about you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
My name is Legertha Hammond Geary, and I work for Jewish Family Services. I am a team member for the Family Support Liaison Program, And I love it. And Tony is right. It is a ministry. I mean, because we go out and we meet the families where they are. And it doesn't matter if the children have been removed or going to be removed. We go out and we advocate for them.
Okay.
We can go into many different places, a lot of different situations. I've been on the team in March 1st was 4 years. So I've been a
Oh,
family
wow.
support liaison. I started off as a parent partner. I've been working on the same contract since 2016. It ended, and so somebody told me apply for the program. It was supposed to go to another partner before Jewish Family Services,
Okay.
but they didn't end up getting a contract. So the lady Lisa, she was like, "Why don't you just apply?" And she got me in touch with Gina.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I applied, and but I didn't know it at that time. The next day, I had my interview, and so I had my interview, and I was sick, and so she hired me, and so it was kind of a little delay. That's why I started March 1st, because I had to get better. And so I've been doing this job ever since then. And how I got involved in it is that I was going through some stuff. I was homeless. I had I was going to court to get guardianship over my great niece, and I had my daughter, and we were in a shelter. And so one of the social workers got me in touch with these two wonderful ladies that had just started doing the job, and I was their first client. And so when the parent partner position came about, they thought about it. And so that's how I started out as a parent partner, is because they gave me a chance. And there's a beautiful lady who saw something in me. And when the family support specialist opened up for more people, she was like, just try it, just do it. And I did it. And I'm so happy that she did. And it was Tanya.
Oh,
And
okay.
so that's how I became a family support specialist.
And she's one of my favorite
Yeah.
SS's because she put a heart and soul into
I'm so
So
glad, and I appreciate you sharing your story of being an impacted person and family, right?
yes,
And what how you bring that to the work that you do,
yes.
and how important it is. I'll ask you, and if you can maybe share, how does your own kind of personal experience um, influence the work that you're doing with your families, with the kids and families that you're doing? How does that work? Somebody can maybe
Well, when I go out and I meet them, they're some of the women are going through some of the things that I've been through, and when I meet them, they're kind of like they're either trying to keep their kids or they're getting ready to remove their kids, or sometimes they have. And I've been there too. So I can relate to that. And so when I go in and I meet them and I talk to them, I uplift them, I encourage them, I tell them my story, and I give them strength, I give them hope, because it when you're going into the courtroom by yourself. I know how that feel like when you don't have anybody there and you're afraid and you're scared and you don't know what's getting ready to happen. To have somebody hold your hand and walk in that courtroom with you is a big difference, because sometimes they'll shut down. They don't understand what's going on. They don't have anybody to say, what does that mean? And I could tell them what that means, and they could be okay. Because they understand what's happening. See, sometimes they don't understand what's going on, because there's the social workers is telling them, "Oh, we're taking your kids, and you have to do this, and you have to do that, and you have to do this." Sometimes they don't understand what it is or how to even get that process started. So I'm there to help them get that process started. And I will take them, I will hold their hand. Sometimes they'll cry. Sometimes they're numb. They don't know what to do. So I'm like, come on, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go with you. You're not alone. We're gonna do this together. And that makes a big difference, them trying to figure it out how to do it on their own with just the social worker. Because sometimes the social worker just like, you got to get this done here. You got to do this. And that's it. Without guidance, without that support, without that encouragement, a lot of times they don't do it.
So I hear you saying that being a good advocate. I hear you saying that you're helping your families. Sounds like utilize wraparound to develop team to get their needs met and
Yes.
really help them, kind of find the path to their healing journey and where they
Yes.
want to be. So that's great. That is great. What about some of the things that you guys are doing and partnerships that you are having within the community? Can you kind of speak to that or any uniqueness that you guys do as a team that you all are doing within your community in San Diego?
Well, I think one of the things that we've done that most, I don't know, it's still getting off the ground, but there is one thing where we just had a heart for people that needed clothing. There's different places that we have in San Diego, like C.A.R.E.S, Closet, and you have Goodwill and all these other things. But we decided, kind of threw it together. We kind of went around some red tape that we probably shouldn't have, but we started just gathering our own clothes from our closets and from family members and people that we know, churches that we go to. And we started collecting those things to provide to families, just to help support some of these families and some of the things, some of the areas that they need. And it's also a tool to actually get into their homes and to build that relationship, that rapport, so that they know, because all of our referrals are CFWB, Child Family Wellbeing. So a lot of times it's kind of hard to get into those homes and break that barrier. Like, I know the referral came from them, but we're not them. Like, that's not what we do. We're not here to monitor you and assess what you're doing with your kid and everything. We're here to advocate for you. We're here to help you through any barriers that you deem that are holding you back. The challenges, everything. We're here to walk with you through it. It's not something that you're doing by yourself. We're not telling you what to do. We're developing plans together. We're going to get you through these things, and I think that's an avenue of how we've been able to do that.
Can I add to that?
Of course.
So it's a lot of wonderful programs. Like it's also a program in San Diego that helps kids. They paid for their summer camp program. They
Right.
can't afford it. We connect with the Y, because the YMCA got a program that helps fund childcare. We
Respite
also
care.
we also connect with our local Black therapists, because a lot of our clients are people of color, so they can relate. And we also connect with programs that parent from their point of view, so they can have an understanding. So we definitely utilize the community, the churches. It's boots on the field. We out there.
Okay. All
And I
right.
just want to piggyback on what you said, because sometimes we have clients that are homeless and then they get housing, but they don't have furniture. So we have Humble Design. They will go out with the family and they'll ask what they want, and then they'll put they'll furnish their home from the bathroom to the front door.
Wow.
And so we also connect with the CARE program, the CARE Center in San Diego that helps. We have other programs in other places where we go, like Your Safe Place, My Safe Place,
For
other
DV is
places
important.
that they have that we go, that we can take our clients to,
Okay.
that we can refer them to, that will help them.
So it sounds like you guys are leveraging, the resources within the community and the networking that you guys are doing within these kind of partnerships that you guys are having for your families that you're working
Yes,
with, right?
yes.
And so I think that's amazing. Again, just utilize wraparound, doing wraparound, what we know, what
And if-
works, right?
And if we can't find it in the community, our management team do great at making it happen. So if our kids need mattresses, they go buy it. If they need a bed, they go buy it. And not only that, we utilize the social workers, because they give out dressers and they give out
Yes.
housing vouchers. So it's just, of course, to be in wraparound, you have to know the resources in the community.
Yeah.
That's
So-
something special, Tracy. About our program. I mean, not only that we work with Black families, African American families only,
Okay.
but our team, we look like them. We've been through. Someone's on our team has that lived experience that have been through it.
Yeah.
So, hey, you don't got to give us much, and we'll make something out of it. We got very creative individuals, and I'm proud to be with everybody on this team, because whether it's connecting with people in the community or taking the clothes off of our backs, it's gonna get done.
Right. I love what you're saying there, and I really appreciate that. And I did warn someone that I was going to do this. You know, I remember we were either we were in our site visit or on one of our calls,
Mhm.
and you know, we talk about looking within our network and the practice of wraparound.
Mhm.
And for me, it's practicing what you preach.
Mhm.
Yes.
And so I remember someone, you know, I think we were at the site visit,
Mhm.
and Toni said, you know, I had this issue with my car, and I was all by myself,
Oh,
and something happened, and I called my team, and they came, and it just felt like, you know, I had my village with me, my village. They didn't exchange words. They didn't. It's just
she
like, where
called
are you?
me.
Oh, it was you.
She
You
called me.
yeah.
It was a powerful moment. I just called first off, I'm just gonna speak for me, but I think as Black women, we feel like we have to be strong all the time. So I'm getting ready, you know, just hectic being a mom, dropping kids off, rushing to work, and my car stops in the middle of traffic. People are rude.
At the light.
You got people getting out cussing me out, and I'm like, "Don't get my car," and I'm trying to figure out the insurance. And here she don't care. She walks right
Right.
into me.
Stops traffic.
And this one, he looked at like a orange cone. He, you know, but it was so powerful. Not only did my sister show up, but to see Black men show up like that.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So that I was emotional. I was trying to hold it back because you know Henry shine his boots every day.
Yeah.
But Henry to be out there, look, I felt I couldn't even receive it because that showed
Sure.
me I help people, but I can't receive help.
Yeah.
That
Talk
showed
about
me
it.
my mindset, and it was
Yeah.
just so powerful and beautiful because my husband is not here.
Right.
He wasn't here.
He's in the military. He's
Sure.
stationed in another state, but they showed up. I can never work for a program that expect me to wrap around the people, but can't wrap around me.
Oh,
And that's
say,
what makes
say it
us
again.
special.
Say it again. Say it again.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
we come together. Which
Right.
you eat today, friend? What you want? Everything okay? So
Yeah.
I love that.
Right.
I've
Right.
never had that
Yeah.
in another program.
I love that you're saying that, and I really appreciate that story. And I've probably shared it more than you have.
She don't say it.
Because
Don't forget, she
it
kept the
just-
parking brake up while we did.
Oh yeah, I didn't know. Because we got a big football player. What is that Fonzo like 6 foot?
6'3". Yeah.
Yeah.
280 pounds.
And I was just rolling. I said, all right, we gonna make it.
But it speaks to the power of network, power of natural supports, power of concrete supports in time of need. You know, to me, this is what wraparound is. We talk about it. We look at examples. It was in living and breathing. And you know, for me, again, from a leader perspective or whatever it is, that's what it is. That's what it's about. When you embodied it, and I think that's what we do with families too. You know, and I'm going to go back to your point of receiving help. You know, I had my grandma passed away a few years ago. Actually, it was I think it might have been in California when it happened. I can't remember, but when it was time for her memorial service, you know, I'm very low key. I want to make sure everybody's doing okay and doing well, and I didn't. You know, the service was happening, and everybody around me was trying to, you know, find out where it was because I don't live in the area. Um, do things, and Miss Sherilyn, a wonderful lady that worked with me at the time, beautiful spirit, and she got so upset with me, and you know, afterwards said to me, you know, Tracy, we wanted to be there for you. You are here. You're for everybody else, and you didn't allow us that opportunity. And you know, and I think about that for people sometimes, right? Sometimes we miss our own blessings, or we miss because we don't think about. I never thought about it one bit. Things were happening, and it was like, oh, okay, but I love that you said that you thought about.
Well, you told me that.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Did I
You
tell
and
that
Jared
story?
taught me
Yeah.
that. I know I've been doing the work, but before the certification, of course, it's case management,
Yeah.
getting resources, but I never looked at it. You like, where's the community? I'm like, services. You like, no, the community.
Yeah.
I never, and it's sad to say, like I said, because I have to be strong all the time, I never found value in the community. So when you're hurting and you're going through something, it's like strap up your boots and figure it out, you know?
Sure.
So I've never,
Yeah.
I'm glad that's a lesson that I learned. Community is important. You need a village.
This is the first job that I've had since I started working, and I started working kind of late, that somebody will check on me. You know, so how are you doing today? How are you feeling? Do you need it? Henry asked me, do you need anything? And I'll be like, no, but it's good to have somebody to know that somebody cares. Because when you get out there, you're giving your all, it's boots on the ground, and you're running around. We're running around from Mission Valley to Central. We running from East, we running to East County, South. We're running all the way up to the North Coastal. And it's working with the clients, meeting them, going to court, taking them to service provider appointments. And so, and at the end of the day, I can be drained.
Yes.
And how you doing? How you feeling? Do you need anything? Can I get you anything? That goes a long way.
Yeah.
That goes a long way,
Yeah.
especially for me. That goes a long way.
Pouring into folks,
Yes.
and I think
Yes.
modeling what wraparound
Yes.
is really, I
Yes.
think, right? You know, kind of showing up, we're really looking at and thinking about our needs of our folks, and how do we ensure that they are okay to do the job we're asking them to do,
Yes.
or everybody else. So
That's some old school stuff, Tracy. That goes back in the day. You know, when
Yeah.
we were first in the South, right? You would come here, come to the North, find paradise, and then bring your family, your village. So that community, and I think in society today, there's no sense of community. It's all about self. So that's why I say I really learned that from you. You know, it's a collective. We're in America. It ain't you don't think about being collective. So
Yeah.
that's why it's special.
Yeah, and I,
It is
and I,
very special.
I definitely appreciate it. Can you talk about maybe some either something that stands out as a lesson learned, or some kind of thing that really resonates with you? I heard you saying
Mhm.
that the community. Anybody else have any kind of wisdom nuggets that they want to maybe share that kind of comes to mind for them? As you think about wraparound the practice that comes to mind.
Yeah, I mean, usually I always lead with that. I'm always Jesus minded based first, so usually I always leave that. I remember I had one family who, when I first called her, it's like she didn't even want to talk to me,
Mhm.
and you sound like you're going through something. It's okay if I pray for you. Do you mind if I pray for you? She's like, yeah, okay, yeah, you can pray for me. I talked to her. I was like, no, 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 I won't pray for you right now, because if I hang up, I'm gonna forget about you throughout the course of my day. And she was like, oh. So I prayed for her right then and there. She's all crying on the phone. It was like I get pretty winded. Feel like I can understand what they're going through, or what some things that might. I just speak on things that might be happening in their lives. So I start praying over all these things. She started crying and everything. She wasn't going to. She didn't want to see me. By the end of the prayer thing, we talked a little bit. She's like, "Yeah, you can come meet me. Like, I'll be available this day, this day, this day." Turns out she went through a lot. She ended up losing a child, not to the system, but life. She had a newborn that passed away. So I was helping her through that, and then she stopped working, lost her place, was in danger of losing her place. But just constantly checking up on her. She told me the baby passed away. I immediately just like hung up, went there, got there. The place was dark. All the blinds were closed. Like maybe 4 or 5 people of the family was there. Everybody was silent. I was like, all right, first things first, we got to open up. I was like, I know this. Like this is really fresh for you. I know that, but you can't stay here given the situations that you've been in. Like you can't stay in this type of environment where you're dark, secluded, and you don't want anything going on. So that ended up being a really good success story. She's actually doing the same type of work that we do now. But just for me, I'm just a Jesus fan, so I'm always leading with that. I'm always gonna trust what I feel like is being spoken to me through my faith, and I hold firm to that. So no matter the situation, I don't care if people cussing at me. I've been cussed out at 7:50 in the morning. People thinking I'm CPS. I'm like, no, I'm not CPS, but I mean, my faith tells me to stay the course, remain calm, cool, collected. And then that lady actually cussed me out. I was like, that's cool. I was like, but at the end of this journey, you're gonna be apologizing to me. And we ended up being cool. We ended up being really good friends working together, and that's for me. What is my faith, and knowing that God's gonna get me through these situations and lead me to the right people, put the right people in front of me.
That's beautiful.
That is, thank you. That's a great, amazing story. Well, as we get through and kind of begin to start to wrap up, any kind of final thoughts that you guys maybe have that you want to make sure that you're sharing? I know we talked about, community and networking and how important those natural and informal supports are, culture, right? And the things that you guys are doing for your African American families and systems and the partnerships that you're kind of leveraging to ensure that they're getting their needs met and meeting them where they are, and the successes that you're having with that, and some of the personal stories that have come with that. So I appreciate that. Anything you want to maybe leave us with, words of wisdom or anything else that as we kind of begin to wrap up?
Definitely believe, especially from experiencing families and the staff that we have in this program, that one of the strongest resources in the world is people. When they come together, it's so
Absolutely.
powerful.
I love that. Toni, did you want to say something?
You know, I always got something to say. It's real short. One thing I love about this program, when they give us referrals, they don't just give it to us. He makes sure that it aligns with our purpose and who we are. So like, she used to be a parent partner, so she can relate on a different level. I'm a military spouse. I get a lot of military clients with C.A.R.E.S. So I think that's a beautiful thing. And I just want to touch bases on what Kevin was saying. Another thing that's special about our job, it is so beautiful to go in the midst of the storm and stand with somebody, to long suffer with them.
Wow.
Like, that's special. And I just think that's a beautiful thing, and say, hey, you're not by yourself.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
Yeah,
share.
because when they're going through that, they feel alone, they feel isolated,
Yeah.
and a lot of them suffer from addiction. And so when I go and I meet with them and I talk to them, I listen to what they're saying, because that's going to help me kind of figure out, okay, what direction am I going to go in? And so I would even go get them and take them to meetings, and I give them a schedule, because when you're when you're in the middle of that storm and you're holding on to whatever it is that you have, that you feel that you have left, and that's the only thing that you're holding on to, because you're trying to figure out which direction to go in. When I come in, I'm like, okay, well, let me stand next to you and let you can lean on me, and we can figure this thing out together. Figure out which direction you want to go in, and try to figure out and plan what steps are we going to take next, because those next steps are going to be the most important steps in their lives, and which direction that they're going to go in. And I want to be the person that's going to be right there with them at the end, smiling, saying you did it, and congratulating them and letting them know that I'm there for them, and that they'll never have to walk through this alone.
That is really powerful, Legerthera. Well, team, listen, thank you for sharing this. I appreciate the amazing things that you do. It's always great to have amazing partnerships, but this one is really special to me, to us, and I'm always grateful to really hear your stories. I'm gonna say for the last time, I apologize. I didn't know that you were.
I told
I
you.
know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But again, thank you. Keep up the great work. Keep honing and doing the things that you're doing for your community. Keep building. Adding your network of families that are coming through. Maybe alumni, whatever you guys are doing. So I'm just looking to hear amazing things that are going to come from the San Diego team.
Well, we're taught for the best.
You're too
We're
kind.
taught
You're
for
too
the
kind.
best.
Absolutely.
You're too kind.
You know what I like too is that you come in and you put your feet on the ground and you walk through the journey with us. Even when you guys went out to that family's house, and it's amazing to see it from where we started to now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with you guys being an implementation for us too, is it's really special to us, and we certainly appreciate the partnership. But thanks for coming out to the conference. Has it been good?
It has been great.
Excellent.
Also,
Any highlights that you?
It's
thinking?
beautiful.
Yeah.
First of all, that ocean is warm. I was shocked. Okay.
Yes,
The
yes,
view from the
yes.
window was amazing.
Yes.
Y'all fed us good. We got great information on how to involve technology into our work, like good networking.
And to have fun
And
while
having
we're doing
fun.
it. That
Okay.
80s party,
All right,
Yes,
rocking.
yes.
All right, okay, good.
that was a highlight for me.
Okay, well, good. All right, guys. Anyway, thank you so much again. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.